And in this episode, we're not just looking back, we're also setting the stage for what's next. We're diving deeper into rebellion, personal power, and the unconventional paths that lead to true fulfillment. Hey there, welcome back to the Mischief Movement podcast. I'm Zoe, your guide on this journey to shake up the status quo and design a life that truly makes you feel alive. If you've ever felt disconnected, stuck on autopilot, or trapped in a life that feels more like a treadmill than an adventure, you're in the right place. I know that change can feel scary, so let's turn down the fear and crank up the fierce as we transform your life from the inside out. Whether it's solo episodes packed with actionable advice or interviews with some absolute badass human beings who've dared to defy the norm by living life their way, we're here to inspire, activate, empower, and challenge you each week. My mission is simple: to help you reawaken your rebel spirit, break free from mediocrity, and design a life that's anything but dull. You only get one wild life, so what are you planning to do with yours? If you're ready to stop settling, start living boldly, and create a positive impact along the way, let's dive in and stir up some mischief together. Now buckle up and let's go. Welcome to the grand finale of Series 6 of the podcast, and one epic journey it's been, right? We've done some rebelling, we've had some transformation, we've talked about adventure, and in this episode, we're not just looking back, we're also setting the stage for what's next. So get ready, because we're going to be recapping some of the most inspiring moments from my guests, as well as sharing what's coming up in Series 7 and leaving you with a powerful message to fuel your next chapter. And I use that term fuel not lightly, because I myself am feeling pretty tired, and from everyone I'm speaking to at the moment just seems to feel exhausted. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is the state of the world, the fact that spring is coming, the change in the seasons. But yeah, this podcast is coming a week later than I'd wanted it to be published, purely because I've just been feeling just super run down lately. So finally, I'm happy to get it out there, with a reminder to you guys as well that if you do need a break and you feel your body telling you, just take that pause, okay? But more about that later. Let's have a little look back at the legends from Series 6. So if you remember, I spoke with Jo Hodson about being creative and her nomadic van life, where she's in control of exactly how she gets to live, how she gets to be creative, and how she serves her clients. So we explored how following your curiosity rather than forcing a rigid path can lead to greater fulfillment. Jo shared her journey of letting go of expectations, really, embracing new experiences, and redefining success on her own terms.
But when you're working a very intense career, like 60 hours a week, you've got no mental bandwidth to take the time to work out, well, if I don't do this, then what else? I couldn't leave until I had something to leave to. But I'm never going to have something obvious to leave to unless I've carved out the mental space to work out what the next step would be.
You don't need to push so hard. You just need to pay attention to what excites you. In episode 65, we met Elissa Davies. From the high-stress world of aviation to breathwork and holistic living, Elissa showed us how to shift gears, trust ourselves, and use our breath to create radical change.
I don't have to quit my job and move to Bali and become a breathwork teacher. I can work part-time and teach part-time and still have time to do the other stuff. It's just about looking at your own life as an individual and deciding, like, what are the building blocks that are going to work for you.
In her words, sometimes the most rebellious thing you can do is slow down and breathe. We also met Feilden-Cook, and I have a special place in my heart for Ro because I am also part of her She Collective membership. So if you have been thinking about a way to step into fitness or women's well-being, I'm just going to remind you about the She Collective, because Ro makes it so fun. So don't let any kind of, I don't know, bro marketing style serious athletic apps put you off. Come and join us in the She Collective and have a laugh, all right? Ro's story reminded us of the power of breaking away from the shoulds and stepping into our most aligned, authentic selves. And we talked about all kinds of stuff, but predominantly self-worth, resilience, and how embracing our quirks can also be our biggest superpower.
Why does it have to be that the motive is weight loss? Let's challenge that. Could it just be about our well-being? Why does it all have to be so serious? Can we not make this a bit more fun and lighthearted? And do we really have to do this alone? I was so passionate about creating a community.
Rose said, I don't need to be louder. I needed to be more me. And that's such a powerful message, isn't it? Speaking of being more me, I also had a chat with Caroline, also known as DJ Flourish, and we talked a lot about joy, about authenticity and self-love. So this episode was a full-on permission slip to be unapologetically yourself. From the self-love rave to dancing like nobody's watching, we tapped into the magic of radical self-expression. If you remember, Caroline advised everybody to be a fucking disco ball and to embrace all parts of ourselves.
The one piece that was missing was my joy, and I knew that my joy was linked to my purpose. And one thing that had always brought me joy was house music. So I thought, I'll just give DJing a little bit of a whirl just to see what happens. And then I just came alive.
You're the party. Don't wait for someone else to start it. And another guest who I have been wanting to chat to for so long was Vicky White, founder of The Alternative Guide. Now, Vicky took us on a deep dive into creative entrepreneurship, travel, and the art of finding the hidden gems in life, quite literally and metaphorically. Her story of pivoting, embracing her passions, and I think above all, entrusting her own vision is the ultimate inspiration for anyone standing at a crossroads.
I think it's just a real testament to staying true to yourself and creating content that you really find interesting. It is kind of a bit edgy and different, which, I just love to be different.
The things that make you weird might just be the things that make you wonderful. These guests dropped wisdom bombs left, right, and centre. But the common thread was that they all took action. They didn't just sit and dream. They made bold, rebellious moves to change their lives. So what's your next step? Can we flip the script? Instead of asking you to take some big, brave leap today, because we've done that before, here's something else for you to think about. What's one tiny, tiny, mischievous act of defiance that you can sneak into your day that reminds you who the hell you are? Think wearing the bold lipstick, taking a walk when you should be at your desk, saying no to someone else's drama, or blasting your favourite song at full volume just because it makes you feel alive. Rebellion doesn't always look loud. Sometimes it's quiet confidence in action. Sometimes it's just choosing yourself. If you're ready to shift something, DM me, tell me what you're doing. And if you want more tools to support your evolution, make sure you're on the newsletter list where all the secret sauce lives, including first dibs on new coaching spaces, creative drops, and there'll be some updates for Series 7. I know I haven't been the most consistent with my newsletter writing, but that's also another reason as to why I want to just take a short break from the podcast, because to be quite honest, I'm finding it quite difficult to juggle all the things. And I'd really like to dedicate a bit more time to keeping in touch with you via Substack and, articles and newsletters and see what comes from that. What's coming in Series 7 then? I can't spill all the secrets just yet, but trust me, it's going to be good. We're diving deeper into rebellion, personal power, and the unconventional paths that lead to true fulfillment. So you can expect fresh voices, thought-provoking conversations, and as always, a little bit of mischief. If you've loved Series 6, please make sure you hit that follow button so you don't miss a thing when we're back. At the moment, I'm just writing a piece to post on Substack where I talk about the power of the quiet in between. So this is quite prominent for me right now, given what I've just mentioned. It's kind of the space between endings and new beginnings. This finale, it's kind of part of that. It's not about hustle or constant growth. It's about listening to what's shifting inside you and what's calling to be born next, I guess. So use the space. Don't rush it. Let it stir something. Let it whisper to you about who you're becoming. I know I've talked before about the power of pausing. So if that's you, just let it be. Just allow yourself that space. Space is my word of the year, and I feel like I really need to honor that right now. I just want to remind you that this isn't the end. It's just the beginning. This community is growing into something seriously powerful, and I'm so damn grateful to have you along for the ride. Keep showing up for yourself. Keep making those rebellious moves, and most of all, keep having fun with it. So until Series 7, stay wild and keep making mischief. That's a wrap on another episode of the Mischief Movement podcast. If today's content stirred something in you, let's keep in touch on Instagram or connect with me on LinkedIn. You can even click the link in the show notes to sign up to my Mischief Mail newsletter, where you'll get exclusive insights on upcoming episodes and your chance to submit questions to future guests. But shh, don't tell anyone, it's our secret. For more info on ways to work with me and some fun free resources, check out the website themischiefmovement.com. Until next time, stay bold, stay rebellious, and of course, keep making mischief.